Hello again. It's Miss Ivory here to help you with today's lesson, which is again on converting units of measurement. And today we're going to be converting capacity. Capacity is how much a container can hold. And here are some examples that you're learning about this week. So we have cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. We also have fluid ounces, which are much smaller than a cup. So when you think of a fluid ounce, think of one of those trial size shampoos. Like if you go to a hotel, they give you a little thing of shampoo for staying at their hotel. And there's really not very much in it. That's called a fluid ounce, all right? So now that we have capacity out of the way, you know what we're doing. Sometimes we can say that capacity can be something like a liquid. Lots of these are liquids. Ice cream, of course, is not a liquid. It's a solid unless it melts and then it becomes like the liquid, right, boys and girls? So capacity is how much a container can hold. All right, I have my dry erase board ready, and I have my conversions here, my, what do we call, like our input-output, what our rule's going to be. So you ready to practice? Okay, so make sure you have paper and pencil. Pause the video, grab your paper pencil, or if you have something that you can use a dry erase marker with in something that, like a plastic folder, those work really well if it's plastic. So we're going to talk about conversion. So our first one is going to be, we're going to take gallons and convert it into pints. So everybody ready? We're going to write 5, and we're going to write a G-A-L. That stands for gallons. And we're going to say that is equivalent to how many pints. And pints, the abbreviation is PT for pints. Okay, we got that written down? Cool. Now we've done this with length and weight, so the process is the same. The only thing different is going to be the rule. What are we going to multiply times, or what are we going to divide by? All right, so here we go. What do we start with first? A tic-tac-toe. Here we go. Right, guys? Here we go. Remember, make it big. And what are we going to... Here, let me make that a little bit longer. What goes in this first column? Who remembers? It's our labels. So let's look back up here. And what's your label here? Gallons. So we are going to label this column gallons. Anything in here goes that we put in here has to do with gallons. And then pints, we're going to put it in the last column. We're going to label that here. And everything else that goes in this column has to be pints. Do you remember what we put in the middle? What's that called? That's called the rule. Okay, so I'm going to just label that rule, and then when I find the rule, we can plug that in, okay? All right. Now, let's look at our sheet here, and we're going to look for gallons and pints. And I know it's hard for you to see, but I see 1 gallon, that's cups, 1 gallon, pints. All right, there's the magic right there. 1 gallon equals 8 pints. So anything that's labeled gallons goes here. So the 1 goes in the gallons column, and this says 8 pints, so the 8 goes in the pint column. Now, we can figure out what our rule is, multiplying or dividing. If we're going from 1 to 8, we are going to multiply. So how do we go from 1 to 8? Well, we know that 1 times what equals 8? 8. So our rule now is times 8. So gallons times 8 will give us pints. So now you ready to fill this in? Okay, remember it goes in the gallon column. Now we can write our expression. 5 gallons times 8 equals, and I hope you said 40, or if you had to count on your fingers, 5, 10, that's okay. Those are your phalange calculators. That is 40 pints. So we know that 5 gallons is equivalent to 40 pints. Or we could say that 5 gallons of milk would take 40 containers of ice cream or milk this size to fill that up. Both of them. 5 gallons. Excuse me. All right, let's erase. You ready? So erase your boards. Getting good at this, aren't we? Remember, the process is the same. It's just the rule is going to be different because we're using different units of measurement. All right, let's try this one together. This time, it says 20 cups equals quarts. So let's write that down. 20 cups, and we could put a C for cups, is equal to quarts, and QT. So this time, if I have 20 of these, 20 cups, how many of these is it going to take? We're going from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So let's see what we're going to do. All right, we've got that set up. So now it's time for tic-tac-toe. Here we go. Nice. Okay, let's label our columns. What are we going to put here first? Cups. I'm just going to put C for cups. And what goes in the last column here? Quarts. So let's label that QT. All right, now we're going to look at our sheet and we're looking for cups to quarts. If I go over here, 1 cup, that says ounces, pints to cups, quarts to pints, quarts and cups. Okay, so here I have 1 quart equal 4 cups. It doesn't say cups to quarts, but I'm going to still use this. So 4 cups, the 4 is going, remember, if it has to do with cups, it has to be in the cup column. So I'm going to put a 4 in the cup column. And the 1 quart, the 1 goes in the quart column. So what's different about this? Yeah, we're going from a bigger number to a smaller number. So we've been doing big to small, but now we're opposite. So guess what operation that's going to be? You can't multiply anything times 4 to get 1. So we must be dividing. So we're going to do division as our rule. Well, I know that 1 times 4 equals 4. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So our rule is to divide by 4. Do you see that? But we can use related facts. If we're not good at division, we can use related facts. Okay, and I'll show you in just a second. So now we're ready to put this in the right column. So it goes in the cup column. And we don't know what goes here. So that's our But we do know that our expression is 20 divided by 4 equals Or we could say times 4 equals 20. What can we multiply times 4 to get 20? I know. 5. I know that 5 times 4 equals 20. So we can say, boys and girls, that 20 cups is equal to 5 quarts. All right. I'm going to let you try one like that where we have to divide, because I know you can do multiplication. So you try the next one. Okay, let's erase, or get your paper and pencil ready. And I'll help you out here. Okay, let's go from pints 2 quarts. Okay. We have 6 pints. I want you to tell me how many quarts. 6 pints. Is that what it says? Yes, 6 pints equals how many quarts? Okay. So, I want you to make your tic-tac-toe and just label where your pints go and label your quarts columns, okay? Pause the video and label. All right, boys and girls, you should have labeled this pints and this last column as quarts. Did you do that? All right. Now, I'm going to help you with this first step because this is really tiny and I don't know if you can read it, but we're going to be looking for pints and quarts. All right, here's a word pints, but that says cups. Oh, there it is, quarts and pints, quarts and pints. 1 quart. 1 goes in what column? Is it going to go, 1 quart go in the pints column or in the quarts column? Okay. Label that 1. Where do you think it goes? Which column? It goes right there. Yay, if you did that. Good job. Which means 1 quart equals 2 pints. Where are we going to put the 2? Which column is that 2 going to be under? Go ahead and label it under the column that you think it goes under. Okay? Did you put your 2 right here? Yay! If you did, good job. Now, what operation are we doing? Multiplication or dividing? If I'm going from 2, can I multiply anything to get 1? No. So, we got to be dividing. So we can say 2 divided by what equals 1? Okay, if you have a group of 2, how many groups can you make of 2? You can only make 1 group of 2. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. Because, what's your related fact? What's your inverse? 1 times 2 equals 2. Okay, so now we know our rule. Write your rule up here. This is your rule. Remember, that's your position. So our rule is going to be whatever's in the pint column divided by 2 equals quarts. Now we can solve. Go ahead and label this 6 pints in the correct column. Apply your rule and solve. Pause, and then when you're finished, unpause and see if you correctly answered it, okay? All right, let me show you. Your 6 should have gone under your pints column. Your expression is 6 divided by 2. How many groups of 2 can we make out of 6? Or we could think, what can we multiply times 2 gives us 6? So which way did you use? Did you use division or did you use your related fact of multiplication? I like to use multiplication. So I know that 3 times 2 equals 6. Therefore, 6 divided by 2 equals 3. All right? Good job, kids. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our lesson on converting capacity. Go watch your Think Central lesson, and when you get to your personal math trainer, get that paper and pencil out, apply your tic-tac-toes, and fill in those labels and those charts and those rules, and you'll be just fine. And remember, call your teacher and let her know if you need help. We're here for you.